Welcome back to my training log. Today we're going to go over weeks 1 and 2 of my half marathon training. One thing I forgot to mention in the intro video was that the training plan that I'm doing is a Garmin half marathon training plan. I'm doing it with Coach Amy. I recently completed a 5K Garmin Coach training plan with Coach Greg, and it was good. I chose Amy this time because she has an emphasis on injury prevention, and towards the end of my 5K plan, my feet and my heel was kind of bothering me a little bit. So that's why I went with Amy. We'll see how it goes. I've been liking it so far. One thing that's different this time is with the 5K, I had a plan, or I had a goal of running the 5K with a 10-minute pace, which I met. This time with the half marathon, I have no time goal. So I'm just going out there to complete it and to enjoy it. So with that out of the way, let's talk about my first 2 weeks of training. All right, so I opened up week 1 with a benchmark run. It was just a 2-minute warm up, a 5-minute run at a hard pace, and a 2-minute cool down. I ran at a 9:47 pace, 0.93 miles in the 9 minutes with an average heart rate beats per minute of 138. The second run of the first week was an easy run, just did it in the neighborhood. 2 miles at an easy pace. My pace was 11 minutes. My time was 22 minutes and 8 seconds. My average beats per minute was 161. Again, nothing mind-blowing, just kind of easing back into it. The third run was actually a lot of fun. It was a negative splits, 4-mile run. You do 2.5 miles at an easy pace. You do 1 mile at a moderate pace and 0.5 miles at a hard-ish pace. I did this run going out of the neighborhood and up north towards some kind of water. Really enjoyed it. My paces for it were at 11:30, then 11:07, then 10:18. So I definitely hit that negative split pace, which was the goal. My overall pace was 11:26. My time for the 4-mile run was 46 minutes and 12 seconds, and my average heart rate was 164 beats per minute. That was a lot of fun. Then you start off week 2 of training. We did what Coach Amy called a tired run. I had a day off in between the 2 runs, so I wasn't that tired, but it was really just run 1 mile on tired legs at a hardish pace. And I ran the mile at an 8:57, which is actually a personal best for me since getting back into running over this last year. I think in high school I was running 8-minute miles or something, not crazy, but something like that. But 8:57 for me was pretty good with an average heart rate of 169 beats per minute. So, hey, I mean, training does pay off, I guess, right? So my second run of the second week was an easy run. I did it in my in-laws' house out in Hardy County. Got to run through some orange groves, one of my favorite places to run. It was just 3 miles at an easy pace. 3 miles, I did it in 34 minutes and 30 seconds with a pace of 11:30 per mile and an average heart rate of 167 beats per minute. Number 3 was a cadence drill. Also did that at my in-laws' house, but I did it on a road because you want it to be, you're working to get your foot strike or steps per minute up to 150 to 200, somewhere in that zone, 150 steps per minute to 200 steps per minute. And so I definitely wanted to do that on the pavement. So I ran a 0.5 mile warm up, 1 mile, and then a 0.5 cool down, with that 1 mile being between that 150, 200 steps per minute. I ran it at the 2 miles at 21 minutes and 40 seconds with an average heart rate beats per minute of 160, pace of 10:46. And then I ramped up the second week with another negative splits run. This one was 5 miles to the same route out of the neighborhood and back. 2.5 miles easy pace, 1.5 miles moderate pace, 1 mile of a hardish pace. This was a really hard run actually, and I did more of a positive split run. 2.5 miles was fine, probably pushed myself a little too hard. It was also midday, it was hot. So then the 1.5 miles and the 1 mile were all a little bit slower, which was kind of not the point, but also the point. I was tired, it was hot, and I still completed the run. I did the 5 miles in the 57 minutes and 24 seconds with an 11:27 pace and an average beats per minute of 169. So one thing I've been trying to do is monitor my heart rate, because sometimes, especially when it's hot down here in Central Florida, my heart rate can kind of get too high too fast, and so I'm trying to keep an eye on that, make sure that it's staying low on my easy runs. Overall, I really enjoyed the first 2 weeks of training. I feel like the personal best of the 1 mile and the first negative split run was really great, really gave me some confidence to kick off this plan, to really feel like, hey, this is doable, I can do this half marathon. Overall, I feel like the first 2 weeks of training was productive. Hopefully I'm laying a base, a foundation for my run that I can build on with the next, 10 to 12 weeks of training. Next time you see me, I'll be talking about week 3 of my training and what's been going on there. Eloise is still asleep. That's great, so you don't get to see her today. But until then, I'll see you later. Thanks, bye.